Hey, we did it. Hello, everyone. Namaste. So, the ultimate goal of yoga is enlightenment, moksha, which in Sanskrit means liberation from the cycles of rebirth. And one of the paths to achieve that is through Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of love and devotion towards a deity, a divine energy. And through chanting, we can connect and praise this divine energy. So today, to talk about love, devotion, and chanting, I welcome a renowned, world-renowned singer of Kirtan and Raga music, Kamini Natarajan. Natarajan, yes, did I say it right?
Yes,
Okay.
Natarajan.
Hello, Kamini.
Hello, I am so excited. I'm just going to, yes, I just adjusted my volume. And
Great.
thank you so much, Vivian, for having me here. Kirtan and Bhakti Yoga, these are two things that I'm really passionate about. And I want the world to know about it, and not just to know about it, but to practice it and to benefit from it, right? It's just better if we are all in that path together. The more, the better for everybody. So yes, I would love to talk to you about that. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. So why don't we start by I read something about you starting on this path in a very young age. And I see your daughter practicing with you, which is so beautiful because whenever I'm practicing, Kamini is also my teacher. And whenever we're practicing together, I always try to have my children around it to be in that energy, which for me, I feel so healing and calming when I'm chanting. So why don't we start by talking about how did you get to start it in such a young age?
Okay, yes. So I started really young. I started as a kid. I cannot even, I think, put an age to it because I think I was born into that family. My mother and my grandmother, they are both devotional musicians. As a kid, I remember that my grandmother, she used to narrate all these, stories from our Hindu scriptures, and she would teach us all these short mantras, all these, meaning behind these mantras, meaning and symbolism behind all the gods and goddesses, the Hindu gods and goddesses.
Kamini, why don't you explain to some of the people that might never heard of mantra? What does it mean, a mantra?
Okay, so mantra, basically, it is, I would say, it is one of the shortest ways to connect with the divine, right? And when I say that, of course, it sounds very abstract, right? However, when I talk about mantra, it is, it's typically, when we look at it in real life, it is typically a two-sentence phrase. It is like a poem, but having only two lines. And lot of times it is used for a certain deity. Most of the ancient mantras, they are in Sanskrit. It's a language that is, an ancient language, not really spoken within India also right now, but it is the language of scriptures. It is the language from which various other regional languages of India came from. So a lot of these mantras are in Sanskrit. A lot of these mantras have a unique, sound and a vibration attached to it. A lot of these mantras traditionally, and I'm going more towards the music aspect of it, are kind of chanted in, like three notes. They do not go like beyond those three notes. So even, like when they say it, they don't just like say it or speak it. they actually give it that particular little vibration, add a bit of music to it, just 3 notes. But, that is basically what makes it even more powerful than the sound itself as well. So mantras, I mean, there can be mantra for a certain deity. There can be mantra for wellness. There can be mantra for world peace and healing. Like the one that, is very popular in the yoga world, Loka, Samasta, Sukhino, Bhavantu, or that can be a mantra for like
which means
yeah, which means may everybody be happy, right? The Sukhi, Sukh means happiness, and not just material happiness, of course, but all the inner happiness, inner peace. Loka.
And also,
Yes.
deities, for those of you that are not very familiar with it, would be the equivalent of, for instance, like the saints in a Catholic or, yeah, I guess, right? So, for instance, like Lakshmi, would it be like an energy similar to Virgin Mary?
Could be. So Lakshmi basically is one of the female, right? The goddess. She's the goddess of wealth and prosperity. Because of course, it's also again coming to the wealth aspect of it, not just money and currency, right? but wealth and prosperity. So yeah, so she's the one, Lakshmi, exactly. Lakshmi is for wealth and happiness.
And so the other couple of things that I would like for you to touch on is the meaning of a kirtan. And what would be the difference between kirtan and raga?
Okay, that's some, yeah, I would like to talk about that. So Kirtan, the word Kirtan basically actually means narrating stories. So Kirtan, music, when we talk about the music aspect of it, it is basically it is narrating the stories or expressing oneself through music. Now, the kirtan that we know of in the yoga world in the West, it is a call and response style of singing, where a lead singer sings, sings one line or a short phrase. It can be from a mantra, it can be, like, it can be like kind of a verse, it can be a very short phrase, and then all the participants, they repeat it back. And typically how we do it is that we do it very slowly first, so that everybody gets familiar with the sound and the tune of it. And then as we go on, we increase the tempo, we increase it, and we build it up basically. And it's not that we want to build it up and we build it up, but it's just the energy of all the participants, right there together. And then towards the end we make it fast. A lot of times it becomes fast, I should say. And we like take one mantra, sing it in that kirtan form. Now the raga. So raga actually is, I can say that it's the backbone of the Indian classical music system. Mm-hmm. So ragas are kind of, I would say, structures. We can also very roughly say that it is kind of a scale, but of course it's more than a scale. It's a lot more than a scale. It defines the exact ascending and the descending pattern of music, of notes that we are supposed to sing. It has various elements to make it really, powerful. Each raga also has a certain emotion that it evokes. So for example, there are ragas that are very meditative. There are ragas that are very energetic. There are ragas that make you a bit, sad. There are ragas that make you, burst with joy. So when we basically connect mantras and ragas, they become kind of more powerful, right? Because we are then connecting the sound vibration with also the frequency of the note, right? Of certain notes, and we are doing that. To give you an example, so for example, like let's take Loka Samasta, right? Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. I can sing it in a bunch of ways, and then you will see what it means when we sing it in different ragas. Okay, so for example, I can sing like this. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka
You guys can sing along.
samasta sukhino bhavantu. Right? So how did that feel? To me, it felt like light, breezy, uplifting, happy, right? Sounding. Now, if I take those exact same words, mantra, but sing it like this. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Right? An entirely different vibe, right? This feels more like you need to reach your inner self. You need to kind of, you are thinking, you are trying to find something, kind of a feeling, right? So
Yeah.
these different ragas, when applied to the same mantra, they can have kind of a different, very different, I would say, energy that comes out of it.
And something that I always found interesting whenever I was chanting in class is sometimes people were very self-conscious at the beginning doing the call and response, but all of a sudden this really amazing there's a transformation, that the energy in the room changes, and people start singing together, and so that makes so much sense that it creates yoga because it unites.
Yeah, exactly.
And all of a sudden you feel that it's one in class. You're not paying attention anymore. Oh, am I singing the right tone and this and that? No, it's like it's coming from the heart.
Yeah.
So for me, chanting is one of my favorite parts of yoga because it is so much of heart instead of intellectually understanding, okay, what is enlightenment, or right? It's like it's something that very visceral, that you feel it without having to explain.
Exactly. And that's such a great point, Vivian, because, and that is basically the importance of Kirtan within yoga, right? Because we talk about meditation, we talk about the benefits of meditation. However, we all also know that it is very hard to like just sit still and, like let all the thoughts flow. But Kirtan is, I would say, like is one vehicle. It allows us to do that, right? It allows us to kind of open up, but at the same time also reach within and, come out of ourselves, right? It is one really good thing that, we get to sing as a group. And just, like when we sing kirtans, we also typically clap, right? We clap, we sing together, and singing together connects us, right? It connects us in several ways. It not only connects all of us in one space together, but also it releases endorphins, right? That are
it's an ecstasy and joy.
Exactly. So it's like feeling that happiness really, and kind of releasing those happiness inside ourselves, right? And that is why, like after a lot of these kirtans, people are very joyful. They open up. Even people who are as such a bit shy, or as such, like not open to like going and hugging people. We typically see that after a kirtan, it changes a little bit, right? I mean, we tend to open up a lot.
Right. And even, I don't know, for me, for instance, even if I'm not in a group, because it's been difficult being in a group aside from doing this, which is a bit different than the actual physicality of being around people. Um, so even when I sing by myself,
Yeah.
for me, it's a form of meditation.
Exactly.
Because if I have a lot in my mind and I just go and I sit with my harmonium and I start, all of a sudden, it really, all those thoughts, that worries disappear. And it makes me, it puts me in the present moment. The same
Totally.
way, if maybe even easier than if I'm just with my eyes closed meditating.
Yeah, yeah, no, and that is so right. Like when you like sit alone and when you sing, there is something about your own voice, right? Getting and you affecting you in that way, right? Uh, we are singing, we are opening up, we are kind of, like trying to express ourselves as well there, right? And all of that, that totally helps us.
Even the cells, right? Like the
Exactly.
sound actually affects the
Yeah,
cells.
yeah.
I see all these Kirtan singers, and they have this amazing skin, and it looks like they're glowing. They look young. So that's also a very good rejuvenation technique. So I would like to ask you. So you have a project, right? A new single that you came out last year during the pandemic with
Yes.
with Jayu Tao, amazing Kirtan singer, Grammy nominated.
Yeah, yeah, I did. And actually, so that single was part of an entire album called Chants for Meditation Volume 2. It is on Spotify, and this one single was really, it is actually, one of my favorites, of course. Thanks to also Jay Uttal, because he's just such an amazing singer and he just brought so much heart into it, really. You could, like, you could kind of sense his love, you could sense his, bhakti there when he sang. And this the track that I did with him is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And yeah, it's really nice. It's available on my website kaminimusic.com, as well as Spotify, Pandora, everywhere, I would say,
Great.
pretty much, Amazon Music.
Kamini, and would you tell us the meaning? Because this is a very important mantra in Hinduism, right? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So would you tell us about it? And perhaps you can sing a little for us.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. So this particular one, Vasudev is another name for Krishna. So we are saying that, I go to Krishna and I seek his blessings. I can sing it for you just a little. Yeah.
Yes. And Kamini, why don't you tell us what for people that never heard about Krishna, what Krishna represents in the Bhakti? Because
Yeah. Yeah. So Krishna for me is love. Krishna for me is that pure, like heart to heart connection, very expressive, and pure love, divine love is what I would call. So
and playful, right? He's very
playful,
playful.
very playful, very playful, exactly. So this is this thing about all the deities, right? There is Shiva, right? Shiva is meditative, he is calm,
More serious.
more serious, exactly. Krishna is playful, love, and yeah, just like joy, happy. uh, so so when
Which
we
we need so much right now, right, Kamini?
exactly, which we need a lot right now. And then, you know, so I know that earlier we were talking about ragas and kirtans, right? So even these deities, they all have kind of a certain raga that their personalities really go with. So for Krishna, it is, you know, playful, joyful kind of a, you know, thing. However, here in this particular chant, we are also, you know, like kind of surrendering ourselves to Krishna, right? Surrendering ourselves to this divine love. So you will have that kind of an emotion as well as we sing this in this particular tune. Okay.
All right, I'm excited to hear.
Okay, so let me sing it very slowly first. And I don't know if you want to sing back, maybe sing
Yes,
back,
of course.
right?
We want to sing back.
Sure. Okay, let's do it then. So, okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Now I'll break it down into simpler, smaller parts, okay? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Beautiful. Yay. Very nice. Okay, let's sing it a couple of more times. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Now I'm going to sing the entire thing together. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Beautiful. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Very nice. Wow.
It's so incredible how I really want you guys to try it, if not now, at some point in your life, because um, it's it's almost instantaneous, right? The relaxation, the calm that starts to bringing to the self, really.
Yeah.
Oh, Kamini, thank you so very much.
Oh,
And
thank you.
so, if you guys want to follow more of Kamini's work, you can find her on Instagram. Kamini, what is your Instagram?
My Instagram is Kamini Music.
Kamini Music. And then website.
Is also kaminimusic.com.
Okay, that makes it easy.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so very much for
Oh,
being
thank
here with
you.
us.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for joining us, guys.